the gold in the lab, Twitch stream glowing, formulas flashing, minds wide, knowledge flowing, equations on the board, numbers never sleep, teaching math and physics while them haters count sheep. Actual education, tune in and get schooled, flipping textbooks, breaking all the rules, from Newton to Einstein, concepts elevate. Keep the stream, it's the key to our fate. Dr. Gold dropping gems, knowledge raining down, actual education making scholars all around. Perpendicular minds, angles sharp as ice, maths and physics, yeah, the future's real nice. Got the Pythagorean triangles about to flex, quantum theories on deck, breaking all the specs, relativity theories, worlds getting small, grasp the universal laws, standing tall. From the atom to the cosmos, we rolling deep, grazing up the stars, no time to sleep. Black holes and supernovas, concepts we unfold, brain power heavy, yeah, that's Dr. Gold. Dr. Gold dropping gems, knowledge raining down, actual education making scholars all around. Perpendicular minds, angles sharp as ice, maths and physics, yeah, the future's real nice.
All right, what's up, everybody?
Well done! Well done!
Bum, 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 ba-da-dum, dum. All right, let's get some stuff fixed here. Just age. Nice. Good. Okay. Sweet. Okie dokes. Cool. All right. It is Tuesday. Tuesday, yeah? Wait, no. I think it's Wednesday, actually. Oh, it is Wednesday. Oh, okay, great. Thank you, Jeff. I have no concept. Bro, yesterday, I think I was tutoring until 11:30 at night. Yeah. It is Thursday in some parts of the world. That is correct. Our British friends actually probably pretty close to Thursday, right? I think it's midnight right now in the UK. Is that not correct? Like time UK. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's definitely Thursday. Yeah. Very cool. Anyways, yes. I had a murder of a day. So yesterday we had one of the longest streams I've ever done. It was almost a full 4 hours, which I mean is cool. We had a lot of questions that got asked, so I had a good time going through all of them. And then I tried to like speed run everything at the end, which sometimes kind of hard. I did have some good ideas though from that whole experience. Again, everything is a learning experience. You're always kind of building brick by brick, and you're figuring out what works and what doesn't work. Doesn't your battery run out at 2 hours? Meaning you personally? I think my battery's getting stronger. I will say I start making math mistakes after 2. But I think my battery is accustomed to 3 now. We've had, I think all of our streams the last week have been 3+ hours. Which at this point, 5 days a week, I'm like, wow, this is a 15-hour a week job. I mean, it's cool. I just wish it paid like a 15-hour week job. It doesn't. Yeah, because if you go to our analytics, I am getting stronger, yeah. Yeah, here we go. What? Time streamed, right? There we go. Yeah. Yesterday's was 354. Day before that, 334. Day before that, 330. This doesn't count. This was Zach's thing we did. That was only an hour. And then, yeah, 3 hours. Okay, so for the last 4 streams I've done, they've all been 3+ hours. But it's been pretty cool. I mean, we're getting a lot more active users coming in. Unique viewers is pretty up. I mean, the metrics are nice. How's our followers doing? I always like to see this. Yeah, Sports Ball. Totally, man. So, there you go. Sports Ball. That's the website to submit a physics question. I'll start doing them in like next minute or two. I just got to make some announcements about the Discord. In a way, that's great. In a way, that means more physics. My PhD's in physics, so I love physics. Sports Ball, I'm more than happy to teach you physics. So please use that website there. Submit.actual.education. There's here where you can drag a screenshot, you can upload it, and then you can click on the queue. There's no one in the queue right now, so you're first up to bat once you drop a screenshot in. I also registered the domain www.actualofficehours.com, which maybe that's easier. What do we think, Jeff? Is that easier for people to type in, you think? Like, they can either go to actualdiscord.com, which will redirect to actualdiscord.com/submit, or I also bought the domain actualofficehours.com. What do we think? What's up, Blue? Blue, I'd like to know your opinion, too. Actual.education is good. Again, it's an awesome domain. The problem is that nobody trusts it. Like, they don't know that .education is also like a domain. So I like to have a .com. People see .com and they understand it's a website. They see actual.education and they're like, actual.education.com. I'm like, no, it's just actual.education. I know it looks good, but I'm thinking about like what's the easiest thing for students to do. And you know, I'm thinking about going towards this instead of submit. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing actual, you know, actual education is taken. It is. Yeah, unfortunately. Actualeducation.net is not. I own that one as well. Look for the screenshot. I don't think I see anything yet. Not yet. You should see something that confirms the screenshot went. Dr. Gold is taken. Yeah. drgold.life is not though. So I own that one. Dr. Gold Life. Gold Life's like my company. Yeah. So let me see. www.actual. Do we want it to be all caps? No, I don't think we need one in all caps, right? Let's not make it all caps. There you go, Sports Ball. I see it now. Yeah. So what do we think about actualofficehours.com? Is that cool? We think that's like rad? Actual office hours seems long. Yeah. But so does actualdiscord.com/submit. Right? I'm trying to think. Brainstorm with me, Jeff, and then I'm going to do this question with what is it? I'm going to do this question with Sports Ball, and then we can come up with other ideas if we want to. But yeah, I'm playing with actualofficehours.com. Yeah, let you ask AI. Yeah, cool, dope. Yeah, ask AI for me, please. And then let me see if I want to change this one. I agree it is like longer, but it should be okay. Okay, all right. Sports Ball. I got that from a video. I was a bit confused about how to set it up. Normal force is cool. All right, let's do it. Let's start off the stream. Actualeducation.tv. That's kind of a good one, Jeff. Is that domain taken? Anyways, welcome everyone to Actual Education Office Hours. My name is Dr. Gold. This is a stream that helps you out with math, homework, science, homework. All sorts of fun stuff. We're here to help you guys out. Let me get us started on TikTok. And... right, yeah. YouTube. All good there. Boom, 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 boom. Is my Sammy loaded too? Yeah, Sammy's working. Hell, that should go away at some point. There it is. Okay, cool. Oh, and I gotta fix this. One sec. I don't like this. We gotta move this over. Okay, good. All right, that's fixed. Okay, actualeducation.us. If you, yeah, I really want a .com though. I think I really do. Ooh, yeah. Find the maximum pushing force for the blocks moved together. This is a great one, sports ball. I love this question. All right, let's paste it in. Okay. So here's my question. Okay, this is frictionless. DM Scrader, I'll tell it to you at some point. .com is so 1980s, yeah, but the kids trust it. It's not sus. Okay, this is frictionless. This has friction, and we want to find how much force can I push down on this, such that these two things still move together, right? Ugh, dude, why'd I get rid of the image? You dumb. Oh, and then one sec. Let me make sure my chat's working. Sometimes I gotta do something weird here. One sec. Get the chat going. Oh, we're dropping a little bit of frames today. I don't like that. Oh, okay. Wait, I'm gonna kill the Discord. Killing Discord. I have to. Internet's being weird today. Yeah. For whatever reason, the Discord stream always takes up like a lot of bandwidth. It'll sort itself out. Just give it a second. There we go. Okay, cool. That's there. Okay. Let me see if that works. Test. Come on. Yeah. Try just for now. Just until like the frames settle out. Whenever I start streaming on YouTube and TikTok, it takes a little bit to balance out like how much how much bandwidth it wants to give me. Oh, this isn't loading though. Come on, girl. There you go. Great. Okay. I want to know this is. Let me see. Welcome TikTok. It's not working. Dumb sometimes. Do you play any sports? I do play a lot of sports, Muhammad. Well, in high school I did. drgoldeducation.com? Dude, that's too much. There we go. Okay. All right, now the chat's working. Okay, we can go ahead. Okay, maximum pushing force of blocks move together. Free body diagrams. Let's do it. So on block 1 here, that's going to have M1G pointing down. And then it's going to have its own, let's call this like FN1. Which is also the same thing as the force of block 2 on block 1. Okay? It's kind of the important thing. So this is the force that block 1 feels from block 2. What's up, Femfox? Okay. And then it also has this force doing things. So it's also going to have... We're going to call this like Fy, pointing down, which is going to be equal to F sine theta, right? Because if this makes a right triangle here, this is the opposite. Sine is opposite of hypotenuse. And then it's also going to have Fx, in this case, which is equal to F cosine theta. And then there's one more force, and that's the friction between block 2 and block 1 and block 2. And so block 1 wants to move forward, right? It wants to keep moving that way. So what we want to do is figure out friction wants to oppose that. Friction's going to do that by pushing backwards to the left. So here I'm going to put... Let's put a different color for the friction. Let's do like a magenta here. Okay. I'm going to say this is the force of friction. And it's the force of friction from 2 on 1. So that's the important thing. It's the friction provided by 2 that's acting on 1 to pull it back. Yes, Wonder. I remember seeing your question. Can you just like drop a screenshot of that? Can you like screenshot that on your phone and then just put it on the actual officehours.com website? That's the best way to get it added to the queue, you know? Help us out. 3-minute delay on Twitch. Oh, my bad. It'll figure itself out. Give it a second. Twitch always just like is a pain in the ass. Okay, because my YouTube is pretty zero lag. Yeah, let me also like put the links for that. So on that website as well, there's also on that website. Because who was asking this one? It was Sports Ball. Yeah. I just always need my internet to be better. But okay. Alright. Now on block 2. This is going to have M2G pulling down. Okay. And then it's also going to have its own normal force. So we can say this is like FN2. Which is like technically the normal force of the ground onto the block. And then this is the important thing. This is the important thing that's always very tricky. It has to do with the force pairs. So if the normal force on block 1 is because 2 is acting on 1, that same equal and opposite force has to act on 2 from 1. So mass 2 provides force on 1, and that's the normal force 1. But then this upwards force has to also act on block 2 in the downwards direction. And that's because they're a force pair, is what it is. They call them like action reactions. Okay? So in this case, this is also going to have, we're going to call this like F12. But F12 equals F21. So the force of 1 on 2, this on this, is the same force as 2 on 1. And the force of 2 on 1 is what the normal force of 1 is. Okay? That's the important thing. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Sports Ball, I do. Yeah. Okay, cool. So then, the other thing is a force pair is the friction. So if friction acts on 2 on 1 to pull this thing back from it flying forward, then that friction also has to act back on 2 to push it to the right. The lag is kind of crazy. Yeah, I know. Watch on YouTube. It's better on YouTube right now. I'm going to yell at Twitch for like... Twitch just doesn't know how to do stuff with their bandwidth. It's annoying. They'll figure it out eventually. Okay, this is FS12. Alright, so this is also a force pair. And so I say like FS21 is equal to FS12. Right. So now we just do sum of forces for everything. So we're going to say, like, mass 1, sum of forces. So in the x direction, I'm going to have f cosine theta minus fs21. And then if we want this thing to move together... Oh, interesting. Well, it's definitely going to have some acceleration. Oh, interesting. If we want them to move together, then I need the acceleration of the two blocks to be the same. Okay, this is really cool, actually. I like this. We're going to call this, like, M1A1. Okay. And then in the y direction, let's see. I'm going to have FN1, which is the same thing as F21. Let's just call it F21 for now. Or no, I like FN1 because I'm going to need that for the friction later. And then FN1 minus M1G minus F sine theta. This needs to be equal to 0 because this thing is not moving up or down. Okay. Now let's look at mass 2. And let's look at the sum of the forces. In the x direction, I have FS12. And that's it, right? And that has to equal to M2A2. And then in the y direction, I have FN2 minus F12. Hey man, I'm just trolling around, wondering if anyone wants to contribute to me getting a mic for streaming. That's dope. I've given out a lot of mics, man. If you join my Discord, I give out prizes all the time, and like a streaming mic is definitely one of the gifts I've given out before to people. So I don't have cash to give you right now for it, but you can earn one in my Discord for sure. You just have to like answer enough questions. It's not gonna happen tomorrow. Like, takes like a couple weeks, but people have done it. Okay, so that's sum of forces in the y direction, and then this also needs to be equal to 0. Cool. All right. Now we got to start kind of relating some things here, because there's like so many variables here that I don't understand. There's so many like different things going on. It can be a little bit overwhelming. I'm stupid. Well, no, you don't have to answer stuff like this. It's just for getting help with your own homework. So, no, don't worry, Dre Snipes. You don't have to do this to get points. It's just, it'll help you out at least. Yeah. We just need to help you with whatever you're going through in your classes. Okay. So, now we have the sum of the forces. Let's try to come up with some other relationships to replace some of these variables with things, because there's too much shit going on, honestly. So the first thing I kind of understand is that, what's the server? It's down there, actualdiscord.com, or sorry, actualofficehours.com. You can also type in www.actualdiscord.com. That'll work as well. All right, so some cool relationships, I would say. I am here from 3 minutes in the past. Sports, yeah. Let me know if the YouTube is better. Twitch, for whatever reason, just sucks. It just blows sometimes for streaming. The lag is still crazy, but less. It'll sort itself out. I'll also like send the recording of this to you. So again, I don't know what the solution is. I guess I could kill TikTok. Maybe if I kill TikTok, it'll get better. Yes, I can solve basic thermodynamics for sure. Just submit a screenshot of it. According to YouTube, though, we have excellent connection. I have no drop frames on YouTube. It's just Twitch. Okay, so A1 equals A2 if no slipping, right? So if the things are moving together, A1 has to equal A2. Other key things is that FS21 is equal to mu S FN1, right? And this is also equal to mu S F21, which is also equal to mu S F12. Okay. All right. And then these are also like some cool things we came up with, right? These are useful. F21, that's what I want to say. Okay. So now let's just like start substituting some stuff in. So let's look at this one. So I have F cosine theta minus FS21, which is going to be mu S F21. And that has to equal to M1A. Lag testing. Oh, that's pretty good actually, Jeff. That's like right now, no? Oh, you're seeing when it pops up on your side, though. All right, what's up? I'm gonna kill TikTok. Kill TikTok for now. Fucking internet. This is why I need fiber. Someone want to like throw in for some fiber for me? Okay, let me know if it's getting better. Okay. No. So M1A is the net force on block 1 in the x direction. It's not but the A is the same, right? This is the same A as this A, because A1 equals A2. That is the important thing. Okay. All right. I have... What are we solving for? We're solving for F. Okay. So I need to figure out F. Exactly. That's just the forces in it. And I color-coded them, by the way, Nathan, right? So, like, the blue stuff is the blue equations. And then stuff acting on block 2, the green stuff, is the green equations. Try to color-code it for you guys. All right. That's that. I need an expression for F21. Where can we get F21? I think we can get it from here, right? Right? This is kind of like what I look at. In physics, this is my main goal. We're trying to solve for this. I have this. I have this. I have this. I don't have A and I don't have F21. But when that happens, I try to see another equation that relates one of these things I don't know to some things that I do know. And that happens to be this. So if I'm looking for F21, that's going to show up here because FN1 is the same thing as F21. So from this, we know that F21 is equal to M1G plus F sine theta. Okay, so all I did here, Nathan, is I just rearranged this for this. Okay. Three minutes and 20 seconds. That's atrocious. You want me to just restart? Should I just restart Twitch? I'm just gonna restart Twitch. No, because that's gonna kill my YouTube stream then. Fuck. No, I can't do that. Alright. There's no lag on YouTube, at least. He's following along pretty well, I think. Okay, so F cosine theta minus mu s, and then we have all this, right? Exactly. Yeah. The hardest part in physics, honestly, like the physicsy part of this question, is setting this up. This is physics. And then this is still physics, but isolating for the variable, that's just algebra. What makes this tricky is there's a lot of unknown variables, so I have to kind of relate them all to things that I do know. So, basically statics with motion. Yeah, very true. Okay, cool. So this is equal to M1A. All right, so now I need a relationship for A, which I think in order to get a relationship for A, we're going to need to do something with these two. Okay. Oh, and actually cool enough, yeah, this is very cool. So, interesting thing here, Nathan, because there's no friction between M2 and the ground, I don't really care about the y direction equation for block 2. You only really need y direction equations for blocks when they're moving if there's friction on that block, because you end up needing to solve for the normal force here using the y direction to plug in for like the friction. Here, like block 2 doesn't experience friction between the ground. It's just providing friction to the top. And so that's why with block 1, we needed to use the y direction equation to solve for my friction here that's acting on block 1. Cool. Okay, so actually I can just use this. Look at this. This is very cool, right? So if we use this, right, I know that Fs12 over M2 is equal to A, right? But Fs12 is the same thing as Fs21. It would be a third Newton pair. Exactly, Phoenix. It would be. So, in this case, then, all right, this whole thing is this, right? Where do we do it? Right. Because Fs21 is mu s F21, and then mu s F21 was equal to this. So this whole thing right here is Fs12, which is equal to Fs21. So, oh, very cool. So now we can get even further down. Okay. So we're gonna have all this is now equal to and that's gonna be this over M2, and then that's also times M1, right? So this M1 was still there. So actually, let's move this a little bit, so the ordering makes sense, right? Okay. Good. Cool. All right. So now we have everything, right? I know all the masses. I need to solve for F. Oh, I see. Okay, so remember, we're solving for F. If anybody wants to see the original question I'm working on, because I know a lot of you guys are just hopping on YouTube, you're like, wait, what the hell physics thing is this guy doing? If you go to that website down below, www.actualofficehours.com, and you click here on the live queue, you can see Sportsball, his question right here. If you click on this, it'll show you what the original image is. So this was the original image that he submitted. Just if you want to like follow along and like see what we're doing here. Okay, so remember, we're solving for F. So where is F? F is here, F is here, F is here. So we want to try to put all the terms with F on the left side, and then put everything else on the right side. Yeah? Okay. So, doing that, I have f cosine theta, right? Minus mu s f sine theta, right? Because this times this and a minus. Okay, and then we need to move this one over as well. And so that's minus m1 over m2 mu s f sine theta. Okay? So we've now moved this and this and this all on one side. Now let's put everything on the right side that we don't really care about. So that's going to be this over on the right. So that's going to be mu s m1g. So that's taken care of. And then we're going to say plus m1 over m2 mu s m1g. Right? That's what all this hot garbage is. Yeah. What's chat saying? What is the scope of your knowledge? Do you do any signals and systems, phaser problems? I definitely do electromagnetic fields. Yeah, B fields, E fields, yeah, for sure. Phasors? I mean, like what? Like the voltage lags the current, or the current lags the whatever the fuck? Yeah. I've done that before. Damon has a good thing. He says, can you change the light blue? Oh, is the light blue like really hard to read? Okay. Yeah. So sorry, the light blue came from me just taking this and rearranging for F21, which is really FN. So I'm going to say like FN1, which equals F21 is equal to... Yeah, it's all right. Let me think of a different color that looks better for that. But I want it to still be kind of blue, right? Because I want us to know that that's coming from the second equation. What about this? Is that a better blue? I think that's a better blue, right? Yeah, let's do that. I agree. It's kind of hard to read. Okay, and then this is Fn1, which equals F21, is equal to M1G plus F sine theta. Okay? And then we're going to make this M1G plus F sine theta. Right? I think that looks better. Always up for suggestions. Especially if you guys can't read it. Like, what's the point? What's the point of me writing if you can't fucking read it? Okay, good. So that and that. Nice. Okay, great. So, now we're down to here. I have all my F's on the left side. I have all the other garbage on the right side. Let's factor out F. So we're going to factor out an F. And that's going to get me cosine theta minus mu s sine theta. And then minus m1 over m2 mu s sine theta. And then all of that is still equal to this. So then the last step to solve for F is I'm going to take this whole thing here, right? Here, let's copy paste this down. Just so we can show the animation of what's going to happen. This is a common trick in algebra, is just factor out, get everything with your desired variable on one side, factor it all out, and then like move it over. So then this is going to come all the way over here. And there you go. That should be the answer. You're very welcome, Damon. No, I appreciate the suggestion. Light blue's a no-no.
Surprise, motherfucker.
We don't like light blue. Okay, cool. So I believe this is the final expression. Let's try to think. I always like to think of extreme cases. So here, let me like get the picture again of like what the fuck's happening. Also, we're gonna need all this as well to actually solve this, right? Okay. Look at this mess we had to create. Honestly, it's kind of a. What is this? What's all this?
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
I know. Okay. Okay. No. Oh, that goes away. Come on. There we go. Okay, so this is our situation. Let's see if this makes sense. I want to kind of get some. This is above my pay grade. It's okay, bro. If you keep watching, it'll become your pay grade. All right, let's think of the extreme case. Let's think that the extreme case that M2 is like massive, right? So if M2 is massive, right, then that means it's going to be pretty resistant to moving. So any amount of force you push on block 1 is instantly going to like kind of just start budging. So if M2 is massive, that means this term goes away. This term would go away because this is divide by M2, divide by M2. And we would just be left with this. And maybe that's like a classical expression for this. It looks like it is. Okay. If you submit a question, I'll do it. Submit a screenshot. And then let's think also, if M1 is massive, then technically I could put as much force as I want on this, right? Because there will be enough friction to stop it from going. And that does make sense, right? If M1 gets really big, I have 2 M1 terms up here. I have only a single M1 term here. So that's going to like also like get really big, go to infinity. So I think this kind of makes sense. My question to you, what's up, River? Nathan, do you have the answer to this one? Because I'll throw this in the calculator. But it helps if I have something. Yeah, and honestly, that's how you should always think about in physics. Whenever you get an equation, start considering cases where either like one of the masses gets really big or it gets really, really small. And think about what that should reduce down to. And then see if your equation also follows the same thing. He got 10.2. All right, let's do it, dude. I want to see if we get the same answer. This is already kind of a mess. All right, mu-s is 0.3. So 0.3 times 2 m1 times 9.8. I could have factored out an m1 out of this, but whatever. Plus m1 squared, so 2 squared, which is just 4. Times 0.3 times 9.8, and then we're going to divide that by m2, which is 7. Okay, so that's the top. And then we're going to divide that by the cosine of 25 degrees minus 0.3 sine of 25 degrees, right? Minus m1 over m2, so 2 over 7. Oh, good. The lag is decreasing. I'm glad. Good job, Twitch. You're our weatherman for the lag. Jeff, you're the weatherman. Times the sine of 25. It's okay. It was good to see you. I know it's kind of late for you, River. I thought you as Monogold. Do I look like as Monogold? I don't really think I look like as Monogold, but cool. 0.2 times 0.3 times sine 25. Okay, and then that's divided by 7, right? I get 10.17. Basically 10.2, right? That's pretty fucking close. Oh, we did it, dude.
Hey, come on, baby! Come on! Yes!
Wow. Fuck yeah.
Yes! Yes!
Okay, yeah, so what I'm going to do for you, Nathan, you're in our Discord? Are you in our Discord? Because I'm going to send you I'm going to put the whole screenshot for this. We have like some new announcements in our Discord server because we've been blowing up a lot recently on like YouTube, like hi YouTube. Thank you for all the 100 viewers that are watching. So I've had to like kind of restructure how I answer questions and stuff. You are on the Discord? Awesome. So there is a channel, I'm going to show you it here, called Homework Help. And what I'm going to do is I'm always going to just like create a post here. Your name was like Sports Ball. I'll put your name here, right? And then I'm going to dump in like what the question was. So the question was this. Just so it also kind of like, so you, if anybody else wants to like do the question themselves, they can. So there's that. That's the question. What's the Discord? Go to that website down there, actualofficehours.com, and it'll have a link to the Discord. You can also go to actualdiscord.com. That's also a website we own that also goes to it. I own too many websites at this point. I own too many domains is really what it is. Let me download the current page. I think I want to download the current page as a JPEG. Tell me if this like doesn't look bad. Sports ball. Okay, and then I'm going to drop this in there. And then a tag. This is office hours. So I'm going to hit post. And then it should be in there. See if it wants to upload today. Yeah, okay, cool. So now you're in there. You can see what the question was when the question wants to load. Cool. And then here's the solution. It's a little blurry. I don't like how blurry that is. One sec. Let me try to do this as a... This is always like kind of a work in progress. I'm trying to figure out the best way. Let me download. Okay, let me see. Generating PDF. Let's see if it'll do it as a PDF. Nicer. Okay, let's try that. Oh, it's clear enough quality on your side? Okay, maybe it's just fucking up on my side. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let me see what I'm curious what the PDF looks like though. Yeah, can I open it? Oh, the PDF looks nice. Oh yeah. Oh, cuz this is vector format. Okay, cool. Okay, maybe I'll save things as PDFs or whatever. I'll do both. Okay, great. Good question there. Sports wall. Yeah, I'm sorry, Blue. The whatever the latency gods are being mean to me today. You're an awesome dude. Thank you very much. You're very welcome, dude. If your name is also Sportsball in our Discord, you get a point for asking the question, which you can redeem for gift cards later. So, what's your? Oh, there it is. NA. Got you. All right, you got a point. It's better on YouTube now. Nice. Glad. That's dope.
That's dope.
Okay, cool. Great. So we're gonna mark that off on the queue. Great question. I like that. A lot of fun physics in that one. So, mark is done. Cool. So next one is from 11111. So I can actually click on it if I wanted to, but let's see. What's his question? Yes, this is great. This is from Wonder. Yeah, Wonder. This is you. Coming in. And then I think you also had this one as well. Oh, okay. And then this is another question. Okay, I'll do both of these because that first one's pretty quick for me to go through. Still uploading though. Fuck. Okay, there we go. And then here, let's get this ready to go. YouTube really blowing up. Yeah. I don't know, for whatever reason. I mean, I'm always a big fan of you should stream on as many platforms as you can. The only thing that prevents me really from doing that, I would be live on TikTok right now, is my fucking bandwidth apparently is just getting like eaten alive. And I want to try to make it not so laggy on at least a couple platforms. Okay. So let's see. I think this question was from Wonder. And that's another one we'll do over there. Let me tag him. I think you're probably in here somewhere, right? Wonder. Or he was at some point. Okay. Consider the acceleration, velocity, and displacement of a tennis ball as it falls to the ground and bounces back. Directions of which of these change in the process? Punching, did you... So, if you want to post your question, it's in... Is your name either XYZ or Clickbait? Is this one of your names? There's a website. that we now do for questions. It's right here. You just put your username and drag a screenshot in, and I'll do it. We're not doing things on. I'm not answering questions directly from Discord anymore because it's just too much on all the other platforms these days. Okay. Directions of which of these changes. So this is my, like, in the process. Does that mean, like, because displacement refers to the distance you are at your final position from your initial position, which if it falls to the ground and then bounces back, I'm tempted to say that, like, x initial equals x final, right? Falls to the ground and bounces back. The wording on this is honestly pretty fucking terrible. Yeah, so I'm tempted to say that displacement does not change, but, like, during the bounce. So if we were to graph this as a function of time, and then let's say this here is like position x, or let's say it's y, whatever. No, x, because I already said xi equals xf. The ball would end up doing something that looks like this. It would come down like this, and then it would go boing, and then it would bounce up. So maybe let's do a different color for this. Let's do like a red. And this is, again, assuming that there's no loss of energy, because apparently it bounces up to the same position. Okay, so the velocity no, not questions here. That's where you want to do it. The velocity goes from being like 0 when it's right before it's about to be dropped, and then it's negative when it's dropped, and then it's really negative as it starts getting towards the ground, and then it immediately switches. Okay? So in this case, velocity does change. And it changes from like 0 to negative to positive to 0. If we talk about it like starting, bouncing, and coming back up. Your velocity is 0. You start going down, your velocity is negative. You hit the ground, there's a discontinuous, instantaneous switch from having negative velocity to having positive velocity. And then your positive velocity decreases as you go back up, and then eventually that's equal to 0. So I think velocity definitely changes. So I think this answer is wrong. Yeah, relative to the x-axis, which the x-axis is like the y-axis technically here. I know we're kind of fucking up on that for me. Yeah. Okay. If we talk about acceleration, acceleration is equal to change in velocity, which is usually minus g. So acceleration is equal to delta v over delta t, which is just always equal to minus g for free fall. The thing that kind of worries me here, though, is that the velocity changes instantaneously fast here. And so, technically, there's like an infinitesimal acceleration that happens at the bounce. Like, in reality, what's happening, so that we're not like breaking the matrix, if you were to look at a slow motion camera of the ball bouncing on the ground, it starts to deform a little bit, and then it has like an elasticity to it that bounces it back up. So the acceleration actually isn't discontinuous technically, but for the majority of intro physics classes, we do treat it as being discontinuous. Like it's a whack, just sudden change. So I'm tempted to say that the acceleration doesn't change either. Okay. So I don't think it's this. So it doesn't really change. Okay, because it's always just pointing down. It's just kind of weird what happens here. Right here, there's something weird when the bounce happens. Okay, so then displacement. Well, that's red. That's technically equal to your final position subtracted from your starting position. So, I mean, the question is, like, what, when they say in the process, are we talking about, like, at the top of before I bounced and at the top after I've bounced? Because in that case, displacement would be equal to 0. But if we're talking about the process, like what's happening as I'm falling down and coming back up, that technically is changing, right? My displacement here is negative. My displacement here is really negative. And then it goes back to my displacement being not so negative, and then my displacement is 0. So I think this question is written pretty shittily. And I'm tempted to say it's only answer choice 1. I think he said it's answer choice 3. Correct me if I'm wrong, Wonder. You said it was answer choice 3? Yeah, Formy says the acceleration goes down, but upon the bounce, would it not have an impulse of massive acceleration upwards? Correct. Correct. Exactly. Yes, exactly, Formy. This is the issue with doing physics at different, like, skill levels, is it depends how nitpicky the teacher is about, like, what are we assuming, right? Like, do I care about that infinitesimal collision, or is she just trying to teach that the acceleration of things falling is always negative g, right? Let's see what ChatGPT says. I'm just curious. Yeah, I think you can argue all three, but it's a shit question. I agree 100%. It's a shit question. And to that extent, the student that submitted this question to me said earlier that he asked a bunch of different people and they all told him different things. And I'm like, yeah, because it's a shitty question. It's ambiguous. But I'm curious. Let's just see what the AI says. My internet is sucking today. Oh my god. I gotta go call up T-Mobile. Like, yo, can y'all fix the internet, please? Alright. That'll come up. We'll see that. While that runs... T-Live good for T-Mobile Tuesdays? Yeah, no. So, for me, I'm in a little bit of a kerfuffle, right? Because I live in Los Angeles, and for whatever reason, internet service providers just have a fucking stranglehold over apartment complexes. So the only wired connection I can get to my apartment complex is Spectrum. And Spectrum is, like, on the spectrum, because I only get, like, 5 or 10 MIPS up, which is fucking dog shit. No. I can barely upload one stream on 10 MIPS. So I switched to T-Mobile for their home internet, and I was getting like 40 or 50 up sometimes. Yeah, GG Spectrum is ass. I agree. Yeah, I was getting like 40 or 50 up, and it's been great. But recently, it started going downhill again, and I think it's maybe because the tower's getting overloaded. Especially, it's later in the afternoon today that we're streaming. I think everyone's just like watching their Netflix or, I don't know, gooning to whatever the fuck. Yeah. What's up, Zenith? Okay, so, yeah, my eventual goal is to have, like, an office line. I need an office to set this up, and then I can justify, get me fucking business internet, please. Like, okay, here, let's see. So, it says acceleration, velocity, and displacement. Okay, velocity downwards while falling, and then upwards after the bounce. I agree with that. Totally agree with that. Acceleration mostly downwards, but during a brief impact, the direction changes. Sure. And then displacement. Well, this is bullshit. Displacement is downwards? No. What? So they're talking about, like, little time intervals, like, as you go down, and little time intervals as you go up? Like, what? Ugh. Lemma spectrum, yeah. Okay, whatever. This is a bullshit question. It's just shittily written. But I think what's more important than whether like you get this right or wrong is that you understand like what's happening. Whether the question is right or wrong comes down to fucking semantics, and it feels like I'm getting interviewed by like some HR person who's trying to like get me on something to get me fired. This is just, it's a poorly worded question. This one I think is a little bit better. Let's look at this. So it says a moving particle is acted upon by three forces at different times. To bring it to rest, its velocity versus time is seen as below. Very cool. The average speed for the first... Oh, yeah, sorry, Ash. Yeah, it's on TikTok and YouTube. Go to YouTube. You know the YouTube. Go to YouTube. It's because my bandwidth is not doing so well. This is the type of question, yeah, that an engineering interview asks. Yeah, saying it's a dumb question. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, let's see this. The average speed for the first 6 seconds. Cool. Average speed. So this is curious because average speed is not the same thing as average velocity. For the first 6 seconds, the average velocity is like negative. But okay. So I always like to just write down like the boilerplate definitions for this. So average speed is equal to distance divided by time, where like distance is the absolute value of displacement. So distance can only be positive. I can't have negative distance, right? If I go forward 3 meters and then I come back 2 meters, technically my distance is 5 because I went 3, then I came back 2. But then technically my displacement would only be 1. Because again, displacement is referring to how far away you are from your initial position when you're at your final position. So looking at this, I know that the area under a V versus T graph is equal to displacement. Yes, it would be. But I don't think he needs to do integrals. Because I think this is like a high school question. So, mainly, you could have, and also there's simple shapes, right? One simply does not fire Dr. Gold. What's up, Zach? Shout out to Zach. Sorry, the Twitch is having issues today, Zach. There's a lot of lag on it for whatever reason. So survival. If you wanna find a question, so while I'm doing this, how about you go find me a question that looks like something you would have to do, or you can just take a picture of like one of your homework questions or one of your practice test questions, and if you submit it to our website, it gets added to the queue, and I'll do it. Because me like going out and like finding what the question is to then go over it isn't a good idea because I don't know how old you are. I don't know what level of math you're at. I don't know how rigorous your teacher is. You know, like how much about the vertex form do you really need to know? But if I can see an example question that your teacher gives, then I instantly know all that information. Yeah. How do you submit to me? Good question. So there's a website there, www.actualofficehours.com. So that web. Dude, what's up, Grim?
Good job.
Yeah, so that website right there, you can submit questions to. Good, dude. I was talking to your brother earlier. He's trying to get his trucker's license, Grim.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know, me and him had an argument earlier.
What'd you have an argument about?
Because he always be screaming every morning, no matter if I work, no matter if I don't work, every morning, like he be trying to wake me up by screaming, and that shit be so annoying.
Okay. Yeah, that's a little annoying.
Surprise, motherfucker.
But I mean, what are brothers for, dude? Like, you just like rag on each other all the time, right?
Yeah.
He only wants the best for you, dude.
Oh.
Nice. Did you go back to school yet?
No, not yet. I was gonna, but then my car blew up.
What?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Grim, dude. I was gonna go back to school and then my car blew up. You need to get a fucking
Yeah.
GED,
Oh,
dog.
yeah.
Please get a high school diploma. You don't have to go to college, but please get a fucking high school diploma for me, please. You're too
went to
smart not to
college.
have one, dude. You're going to
I'm gonna
college?
Go to college. I need
Well,
college.
I want you to go to
Yeah.
college. Yeah, if yeah, you're smart, Grim. You're a very smart person. Like, but you need to like, we need to get you back on the path to success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I downloaded Twitch hoping I could buy the Bondcoin thing. I got
No, Twitch is fucked.
572.
Twitch is fucked right now. Zach is saying, I've heard it's due to
Twitch.
servers are being removed around the world, so streams aren't being distributed as they were before. Yeah, dude, I don't know, just today. One sec, let's go to like Down Detector Twitch. I don't know, I'm just curious.
Are they that 21 bullshit?
21? 67?
Yeah, like my girl asked me a few days ago, like, what's 9 plus 10? And then she's like 21 or something, trying to be funny.
Oh, I guess there were a lot of reports of stuff, yeah. Is it weird that I was taught physics without area? No. I mean, it's not weird, but area is also the integral. This is, in fancy math terms, this is integral. Grim, did you ever take calculus, dude?
No, I got off on pre-calc.
Oh, I feel like you could have done calculus.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, I
I
feel like you
wanted
could.
calculus. That was my goal.
Yeah, I think you could do it, dude. What's stopping you from enrolling in like some college, some high school diploma thing, like right now? Besides your car blowing
A
up.
ride.
A ride?
Basically just a ride.
Don't you have a
Basically all I
girlfriend?
need, a ride.
Just get your girlfriend to fucking drive you. What? Don't you have a? Yeah. Did she have
My
a car?
girlfriend don't got a car.
Oh Jesus.
She doesn't know how to drive.
This is the blind.
I wouldn't trust her with my life.
This is the blind leading the blind at this point. Okay, fine. You could ride the bus, Grim. There are buses, no?
I always ride the bus.
Oh, good. Okay, great. Okay, here. Let me
The
help.
bus is my main thing.
I'm glad. Let me finish this question real quick with this person, so that because I got quite a few
Okay.
things. But I love hearing from you and stuff. I'm glad, Grim. But DM me. Let's like DM over the weekend and something, and let's get you back on the track.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. All right.
You coming to Houston December?
Not January. I'll be in Houston in January, I think. No, I'm gonna be in Seattle. Fuck. Sorry. I will let you know next time I come to Houston. We can party. You're 18 now, right? I think so. Yeah. Okay. Also, Shacker, you guys all popping in my stream at the same time. I'm in the middle of a question with somebody.
What
all right.
question? I can't see that.
I know, because it's only on Twitch and Discord. Yeah. From low to high. Yes, this is from T0 to T1. Calc 1 teaches you to find the rate of change of the single variable functions. Yeah, x rate of change for 1x. Hardest on left, easiest on right. I don't know about that. Hardest on left, easiest on right. What? Okay, let me do this. So, this area right here is the displacement from 0 to 4 seconds, and that's negative 30. However, I only care about distance, and distance is the absolute value of displacement. That's the key thing here. Distance equals the absolute value of displacement. It doesn't care about direction. It just cares about how far you go. So in this case, the distance on the first section is going to be positive 30. The distance on the next section is going to be positive 10. We're going to add those, and that's 40 meters of total distance. YouTube's been down as well. I don't know what's going on, dude, in the world. Okay, so 40 meters of total distance, and then you have 6 seconds of total time. So then 40 over 6 is equal to 20 over 3 meters per second. YouTube's been buffering a lot for you? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Okay, cool. So then that's answer choice 4. And that's correct. Nice. Good.
Well done! Well done!
This was Wonder 2. And then this was Wonder 1. And then, who asked this one? Oh, it was this guy. Okay. Shout out. Mars, Mercury. Good, and this was office hours. Nice. YouTube's been buffering a lot for me as well, Bree. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Really don't. But we're here. We're streaming. We're up. Yeah. Okay, nice. So, that was Wonder's questions, or 1111. So, on the queue, we can now mark those 2 as being done. Love that. Progress is progress, right? Where is my queue, though? Oh, there it is. Nice. Next one is from XYZ. Okay. What does XYZ got for us? Oh, wait, we did that question. Oh, wait, we already did XYZ's? Or did he just submit it again? One sec. I think he submitted it twice. Oh. Oh, I see. They were part of the same question. Okay. One sec. One sec. Oh, there was multiple parts to this question. Let me do these 2 like super quick here. The average velocity for the first 12 seconds. So average velocity takes into account this is actually displacement. So this is equal to total displacement. Over total time. Which, what do we have from before? Negative 30 plus 10. So that's what this stuff was. And then you have a box that's 2 by 10. So that's plus 20. And then you have this shape, which is weird. So that's 4 by 10. So that's plus 40. Hello from the past. What's up, Clickbait? From 3 minutes in the past? Yeah, I don't know. There's something wrong with happening with the internet. 1/2 times 4 times 10 is 20. So here, let me like write down what all the areas are real quick. Okay. So this here is negative 30. This is 10. This is 20. This is 40. And I think this is 20, right? 4 times 10, 40, yeah. Okay. So that ends up equaling, so that crosses out. So you get 60 over 12. And so that's going to equal to 5 meters per second. That's that choice. Then average acceleration from 5 to 15. Ooh. Average acceleration. Is that just change in velocity over change in time? I think it is. So that's going to be V final minus V initial all over 15. V final at 15 is 0. V initial at 5. Oh, I don't know what that is. The fuck is that? I guess it's equal to 5. I'm sorry, DM. I'm sorry that it's lagging. I'm sorry. Okay. Over 15. And that's equal to 1/3. Okay. Meters per second squared. Wait, is that 5 though? Yeah. 5 to 15. That should be about 5. Oh, so negative 1/3. That's none of the answers. I guess it's closest to this. Yeah. All right, we'll take it. Okay, download this, and this was XYZ. Nice. Survival. Let's see. Yep. So we got XYZ done. So next one is clickbait. Let's see what clickbait. Clickbait always like kind of sends me funny ones. They're usually kind of their challenges. Oh man. I'm gonna do some of this, I think. I won't do all of this clickbait because this is a little bit tricky. Oh, and that's a cool one. Proved by mathematical inductions. Here, I'm gonna kind of show what the questions we have so far. And then this is survival's one. One sec. Survival, because you've never asked a question before, I'm gonna do yours real quick. Because I know yours won't take very long. You need this into vertex form, right? Is that right? Survival? Okay, cool. I'm gonna show you how to do this. So you have 4x squared plus 13x plus 3. Your first job is, I like to do this. I like to move this thing like all the way over to the right. And then I want to make this thing only have a 1 in front of it. So that means I need to pull a 4 out of everything, okay? So another way to write this, right, would be 4 times x squared plus 13 over 4x plus 3. Do we understand how I did that? Survival? Yeah, but he wants it in vertex form. You sometimes want things in vertex form because they're easier to graph than quadratic form. We're not solving for roots here, for instance. You understand? Cool. Okay. So then the next step here, I mean, this is kind of a shitty question because like this is like not nice numbers. You want to complete the square here is what you want to do. So completing the square is take this, divide it by 2, and then square it. Okay? So what that gives you is 169 over 64. Or we could say it this way. I could also say this is equal to 13 squared over 8 squared. Right? Now what I'm going to do, let's have our original thing here, is I'm going to take this thing and I'm going to add it and I'm going to subtract it. Because if I add and subtract the same number, it's the same thing as just adding 0, which isn't changing anything. So I'm going to say, cool, plus 13 squared over 8 squared minus 13 squared over 8 squared. And then the dope thing about this is that this is a perfect square. And because this is a perfect square, this is going to turn into x plus 13 over 8 squared. Okay? But I still have all this stuff on the outside. I still have this. I still have this. I still have this. And I still have this. Okay. Now I want to multiply this in to try to simplify. So that's going to get me 4x plus 13 over 8 squared. And then 4 times this, that's going to be minus 4 times 169 over 64. And then we have plus 3. Last step here, you can cancel this with this to get 16. So I have this minus 169 over 16 plus 48 over 16. I just converted this to have the same denominator. And then you have this, and that's going to be minus 121 over 16, right? Cool. And now this is in vertex form, right? So you have vertex is going to be at negative 13 over 8, comma, negative 121 over 16. Because it's y is equal to a x minus h squared plus k. And this is also the same thing as like h comma k. So because this is plus 13 over 8, it means h must have been a negative 13 over 8. Okay. Does that make sense? How you do that one? Now it makes sense. I don't know. My teacher got to use those annoying numbers. Those numbers suck, bro, dude. Like, what the fuck? Anyways. Good job. If you haven't already joined our Discord survival, I'm gonna post a screenshot for you here. It's in our Discord, so I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna say new post. I'm gonna say this is survival, and then I'm gonna dump your question in, which is right here. And so if you want to go watch it later, I mean, we always record. All this stuff gets recorded and posted on YouTube, but maybe the buffering is fucking things up. But you can also see your question right here. There it is. Cool. What's my Discord code? Yeah. So the same website you went to in order to submit the question, right? That actualofficehours.com. If you go to that website, there's also a button here that says join our Discord, and that'll help. That'll let you join the Discord. You just click, you get right there. And then it's the homework help thread is what it is. Cool. You're welcome, dude. Nice. Okay, so that was survival. We did survival. Great. Let me see if I can do punchings and then clickbait. I'll do yours. And then, yeah, I think we had a relatively, not a huge course load today. I think also my internet is just like eating bricks right now. Very well made website. Thank you. I did that with ChatGPT. I just vibe coded it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just dropping so many frames for whatever reason, and I'm not gonna worry about it because it's out of my hands. I can't change the internet. Okay. Let's see this. Prove the statement by mathematical induction. Ooh, okay. So, proving by induction, don't we usually have to state a base case, show that it's true, and then show if I add n plus 1, I get the same thing, right? I think that's kind of how we do proof by induction, yeah. I'll show that this holds for n, and then I'll just show that it holds for n plus 1, right? So, well, I don't know, base case, right? Let's do a base case. N equals 2, right? So let's watch if this works. So 2 is greater than or equal to 0, right? Check. 2 to the 2, is that less than 2 plus 2 factorial? Oh, you're setting for oscillations? All right, cool. Sorry, 2 to the 2, not 2 to the n. Okay, so that's 4. Is 4 less than 4 factorial? Duh. I mean, yes. Okay. So we've proven the base case, right? The base case works. Or 0 would work as well, right? 2 to the 0 is 1, and 0 plus 2 factorial. Yeah, that works as well. Okay, you just have to prove it works for one of them. All right? Now what I have to do is assume that that it's like slightly larger, right? I have to show that it works for n plus 1. So here's what I want to do. I want to show that 2 to the n plus 1 is also less than n plus 1 plus 2 factorial. Because if we can show this works, then we know for any other n, any other number, it'll work. Okay, so we know that we know it works for n. Like, we're gonna assume it works for n, and because we showed it worked for some n, right? Okay, so 2 to the n is less than n plus 2 factorial. And then I always like to see like what our goal is, right? The goal is to try to make it look like this. If we can show this looks like this, then we're golden. So I want n plus 1. I know to get another plus 1 here, I would need to multiply both sides by 2, right? Let's just multiply both sides by 2. And again, you want to do algebraic things that are legal, right? Multiplying both sides by the same number, totally legal. So this is the same thing as 2 to the 1 times 2 to the n. So this is 2 to the n plus 1. This is exponent rules. We should know these. And then we're left with 2 times n plus 2 factorial. Oh. And I want to somehow get that to be n plus 3 factorial. Well, let's try to work backwards, right? So I know this is going to be n plus 3 factorial eventually, right? So let's try to work backwards, because maybe we can show n plus 3 factorial is equal to something here. All right, so let's think about this. Consider that n plus 1 plus 2 factorial is equal to n plus 3 factorial, right? And n plus 3 factorial is equal to, right, that's n plus 3 times n plus 2 factorial. Okay. Oh, okay. This is really dope, actually. This is okay. I think I see it now. I think I see it. It has to do with this. Watch this. So we know 2 is always less than n plus 3 for n is greater than or equal to 0, right? And I think the conditions was n had to be greater than or equal to 0, right? Yeah. So 2 times n plus 2 factorial is less than, or here, let me write that out correctly how I want to say this. So 2 times n plus 2 factorial, you multiply both sides by n plus 2 factorial, is less than n plus 3 times n plus 2 factorial. Right? Okay. And all of this, right, is still greater than oh, they're just Oilers. Okay, cool. And then let me think. This is less than this. Oh, wait. But this right here is n plus 3 factorial. Oh. Okay, so this is less than this, but this is also less than n plus 3 factorial. Okay. So watch this. I love this. This is so cool. So I can take this whole thing here and I can plug it in up here, right? So now I can say, okay, cool. Well, 2 to the n plus 1 is less than 2 to the n plus 2 factorial. But 2 to the n plus 1 factorial, sorry, 2 to the n plus 2 factorial is less than n plus 3 factorial. Right? So now if you just take the outer two parts of your inequality, so just take this and this, you get that 2 to the n plus 1 is less than n plus 3 factorial. And so 2 to the n plus 1 is less than n plus 1 plus 2 factorial. Wow.
That's dope.
And now that's what we were trying to prove. That's all we were trying to show. What's up, most Luciferian? Cool to see you, dude. Yeah. Nice. Okay, cool. Does that make sense there, Punching, how this works? I can, River. We have a website if you want to, like, submit a screenshot to it. Bellissimo. Yeah, that's pretty dope, dude. Very cool question. Website is actualofficehours.com. www.actualofficehours.com. Does that make sense, Punching? Yeah, proof by induction is kind of a mindfuck sometimes. So, yeah, you can drag a screenshot in. So this is the website, River. You just type in, like, you put in your name. I don't know, but you can put River if you want, and then just, like, drop the screenshot in, and then hit upload, and then I'll see it. So yeah, I mean, yeah, the main thing is, like, you have to prove that it at least works for some value of n. If you show it works for some value n, great. Now your goal is to show that it works for replacing n by n plus 1. Okay? And then so what you do is you kind of try to reverse engineer how to turn your original statement, which in this case was this, into this. And I think a trick with inequalities is if you're trying to get this thing to turn into something else, show that it's less than the thing you're trying to turn it into. Because then this will also be less than this. Yeah, no, the inequalities are tricky. No, for sure. This is a tricky... this is definitely a tricky proof by induction. I think the key thing is, right, you get to here, and you see that this is equal to this, and you're like, cool, great. We're part of the way there. But now I need to somehow turn this into this. And that's not very obvious, right? I don't know how, like, 2 multiplying in fixes it. But the beauty is, because you're dealing with inequalities, I don't need to show that expressions are equal to each other. I just need to show that they're either, like, greater than or less than. So that's why I put, like, this consider. I'm like, okay, let's look at what this n plus 3 factorial is. And I'll note that, oh, n plus 3 factorial is n plus 3 times n plus 2 factorial. That's another hint. Because n plus 2 factorial shows up here. So now I just need to, like, kind of morph this into this. And this is the brilliance here, is you say, oh, I know 2 is always less than n plus 3. So then this whole thing, right, n plus 3, n plus 2 factorial, is bigger than 2 times n plus 2 factorial. And then you can just slam this whole thing in for this. And now you're just comparing the endpoints. You just say, oh, well, the smallest thing is smaller than the biggest thing. Yeah. Very cool question. I like that one. Proof by induction is definitely something that I was really bad at in high school, college. And I've only really started to appreciate and understand as I teach it more to you guys here on the stream. Anavan says, what pen and writing? I use a Wacom. Wacom Intuos, I think is what I use. So yeah. So punching, I'll put this up on the Discord if you want to see it. Punching. So you should be able to see it here in the homework help screenshot. And there it is. You'll see. Oh, okay, clickbait. All right, send me. Yeah. Send me something that's a little bit more functional. I know. I appreciate the theoretical, and honestly, like today would be a good day to go through it. Oh, someone's asking about biology today. Oh, this is cute. I think I got yours. This is coming from River. What's up, River? Yeah. I don't think I've had a biology question on my stream in such a long time. Okay. Okay. Respond to the questions. Yes, I can scratch your name out. Sorry. There you go. Got it. Okay. All right. Cells reproduce by splitting in half, called cell division. What do cells need to do between divisions to make sure they don't get smaller and smaller? Oh, so they need to, I think, duplicate their DNA, right? Is there like a specific answer that we need for this one? Right. So there's let me pull up like a diagram of it. I need cell division. Yeah, here we go. There's not really a specific answer. Okay, cool. Well, then let's explain it to you. Like, I think it's like mitosis and meiosis, though, right? Yeah, I think I want like one of these. Maybe these interface. Need a better diagram. Okay, they call this whole thing interphase. Oh, they call it like G0, G1, and like S. Yeah. Yeah, here you go. And then there's mitosis. Here, this is the cell cycle. I'm so cooked, bro. I heard phase and thought cosine. It's okay. Okay. Okay, so let's just kind of like describe like what goes on in the cell, right? Because cells do duplicate. But you think like, oh, if they split in half, aren't they getting smaller and smaller? So, what happens, is you have, this is like the full cell cycle, and then there's like a nice little diagram we're going to go through. Okay. So you have what's called interphase. So that's the phases in between cell division. So cells divide and then they chill out for a bit. That's interphase. And then they start dividing again. And that's why cells multiply and produce more cells. During the chilling phase, during interphase, there's this S phase called DNA, where DNA replication happens. So in interphase, what happens is the DNA within the cell doubles. So that when it doubles, when it gets split in half again, it doesn't have half the DNA, right? So you think about here, like this has like 2 times the DNA, right? And then it splits here. So this is 1 DNA. And then this is another 1 DNA. And then the cells are born. But then these cells will then go into interphase again to double their DNA in each one. So this phase here, this doubles the DNA. And then, I mean, the cycle repeats, right? DNA doubles. It gets pulled off to two different sides of the cell. It splits. And then you have two new cells that each have one DNA in it. And then it doubles again. So, if they say cells reproduce by splitting in half, called cell division. What do cells need to do between divisions to make sure they don't get smaller and smaller? So you could say like interphase. Well, here let's get a little smaller. I would say like they need to duplicate the DNA during interphase. And also they need to grow. Right? The cells need to grow. And I think that's what they call this is the G1 phase. All of this is interphase, but interphase can get broken up into a couple different like subphases. Okay? Does that make sense, River, so far? DM says, bro, that's the work we were supposed to finish yesterday. They're from my school? Oh, cool. I'm glad. I'm glad you're telling other friends about this. The best recommendation I can ever get is from another student. Okay, cool. Good. All right, the genetic information between the cells is carried in DNA. What do cells need to do between divisions to make sure... Oh, well, we already said that. Oh, sorry, I answered the second question before the first question. Okay, here we go. Sorry. This is what they need to do. Between divisions, they need to duplicate during interphase. And then here I would say they need to grow during the G1 phase of... Yeah, microtubules are really cool. Have you seen the one of like the protein like walking and stuff? It's like all life is about is reproduction. Yeah. That's too funny. Oh, man. When people say, like, what's the purpose of life? I'm like, purpose of life is to pass the baton. It's to create more life and, like, make sure that life does better than you did. Right. So, yes, they need to grow. And you could also say, like, duplicate contents. Oh, nice. He said, my friend told me about you and I needed to complete my late homework. Well, you came to the right place, dude. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Okay, cool. All right. On the simulation, whatever. Okay, I can't really run a simulation. Okay. Look at the cells. Do they look the same? I don't feel like the cells look the same. So I think the answer here is no. I would say they don't look the same. Right? Do you see how these cells are all at different phases of their cycle, right? You see how like these are all different phase cycles? Like the cells look different, right? It's kind of the same thing here. Let me see if I can like figure out what this is. So Gizmo. It's called Gizmo. Cell division Gizmo. There we go. Oh, I see it. Kinesin protein. I don't know what this Gizmo website is. I agree. Yeah, you're very smart here, River. Just getting the answer won't help you. You still need to like learn this shit, right? So yeah, you might as well learn it here. Okay. So I think this is the key thing here, River. Is that these cells, do you see how they all look kind of like copies, like different forms of this are in here? These are different phases of cell division, right? Okay. Cells that are in the process of dividing are said to be in mitosis or cytokinesis. Cells that are not dividing are in interphase. I agree with that. Cool. Click the magnify box and move the cursor over the cells. Of the 100 cells, how many are in the process of dividing? Okay, so I think this is in the process of dividing. This is in the process of dividing. This is in the process of dividing. Probably this one and this one and this one. Oh, also this one. Right? Oh, also these two. I don't know. I think anything that's not this is not in mitosis. My thing's glitching. God damn it, internet. What's going on with my internet today? Wait for it to reload. I'm gonna see. It stops every 10 seconds? God damn it. Yeah, my internet is trash right now. Wow. It could be worse. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Here, give me, I'm thinking about resetting my router, but it's gonna kill everything. But it might make things better. Although I reset my router every morning because I have like it on a timer and it turns it off and it turns it back on. As a way I think to fix this. I got ADD. Yes. Okay. Here, let's just try to just push through this and then hopefully the internet gets better. Yes, please do, DMs. Yeah, go explain it. Explain it for him. And let me go find an image for it. KK, hold up. He's got it. I want something that has like a quick just like description of things. They have all like the pictures, but like where's like the diagram? Whoa, River says, it would help if my teacher actually taught us instead of saying we were a disappointment.
Disqualified.
Dude, that's fucking whack. What? What teacher tells the kids they're a disappointment? That's terrible. Oh my god. That's so bad. Saying we were a disappointment. And she always says, we the lowest class and we don't learn and stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a... It's a self-fulfilling cycle if she's doing that to you. Fuck her, dude. That sucks. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. She's a nice teacher overall. She's just not nice to your class. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is a good diagram of it too. So like, what did you say, DM prophase? The nucleus unwinds? Yeah, I see that. Like nucleolus disappears. And then you have... Your stream is free inf every second. It's not doing that with the other stream. Yeah. Give me a second. I'm gonna restart. I'm restarting my router because the stream is gonna go down for like 5 minutes and then it'll come back up. I'm gonna see if I can fix that. I don't know if the Twitch is better. I don't think it is.